I'll keep it sweet. I'll keep it a buck. It's pretty good. It was good. It was good. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it myself, to be honest. I liked it. Dang. Dang. I'll catch this here in a second. Dang, dude. This is my interpretation of me being in the Backrooms. Yo, is anybody there? Yo, is anyone there? What's that? Oh my. Ow, ow, ow. What is that? What are those? What is that? What is that? That's a YouTube thumbnail. Like, don't move. Okay. Alright. It's chasing me. Oh no. Let me look back to see if it's still there. Let me look back. Let me look back now. Oh, this reminds me of that scene in Euphoria. All right. Oh, this means that it'll change scenes regardless of if I toggle that or not, because I didn't toggle it this time. Ooh, okay. I think I was on page 69. Nice. There we go. That's where I was. I was on page 69. Yo, welcome in. Good to have you. Good to have you. This is where we were. Are you ready? All right, that's where we were. We were in the Backrooms. I just watched that movie. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. I personally liked it. All right. Let's see.
Version of yourself.
Yep.
Of yourself.
Oof. How about I take this off? Put it here. Nice. Now I can't see the screen at all. Maybe just like that. Creating a personalized workout plan. People over 50 need to maintain their physical strength. People over 50 need to maintain their physical strength and overall wellness. The process goes beyond physical. The process goes beyond. The process goes beyond basic physical activity as it involves creating personalized workout plans tailored to individual goals and physical conditions. A well-designed workout plan does not only enhances physical abilities, but also boosts internal motivation and a well-designed workout plan not only enhances physical abilities, but also boosts internal motivation and a sense of achievement. This section examines key aspects of workout planning by exploring frequency, intensity, and duration, while offering practical advice for combining aerobic exercise with strength training and flexibility exercises. The foundation of a personalized workout. The foundation of a personalized workout plan begins with a basic understanding. The frequency of your workouts depends on how often you engage in physical activity each week. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services 2020 recommends that older adults perform 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise, spread out over several days each week. This exercise time can be split into daily sessions of 30 minutes, 5 days a week, depending on your schedule flexibility. Consistency is essential in your workout plan because it helps you stay committed. Consistency is essential in your workout plan because it helps you stay committed. Workout intensity reflects the efforts you put in. Reflects the effort you put in to exercise. You should not choose a difficulty level that challenges you without causing excessive fatigue. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, individuals should use the rate of perceived exertion (RPE) scale, ranging from 1 to 10 to assess their workout intensity. Your workout intensity should be between 5 and 6 on the RPE scale, as you can still talk, but your heart rate will increase. This method provides personalized workout experiences that adapt according to your fitness progress. The duration reflects the total time dedicated to each workout session. The ideal length for aerobic exercises should be between 20 and 60 minutes, depending on workout intensity and personal fitness level. Strength training should last 20 to 30 minutes, targeting major muscle groups twice a week. Flexibility and balance exercises should be done in short sessions that usually fit into the warm-up and cool-down portions of your workout. A well-designed workout plan should incorporate various types of exercises to provide comprehensive fitness benefits. Walking, swimming, aerobic machines, and cycling are essential aerobic activities because they enhance cardiovascular health and promote enhance cardiovascular endurance and promote overall health. Strength training exercises using body weight, resistance bands, or weights help maintain muscle mass and bone density, since sarcopenia, natural age-related muscle loss, becomes a concern. Cruz Gentolf et al. 2019. Practicing flexibility exercises through stretching and yoga enhances mobility while reducing injury risk. And balance training plays a vital role in preventing falls among older adults. Your workout routine should include a variety of exercises spread out across different days. 3 days should be dedicated to aerobic exercises, while strength training occurs 2 to 3 times per week, with flexibility and balance exercises done daily. Mixing different types of workouts keeps your exercise interesting and helps you cover all fitness areas. Your plan will be more effective when you engage in activities you enjoy. The key to long-lasting fitness progress is finding joy in your routine, whether it's walking, dancing, exercising alone, or taking group classes. A personalized workout plan must include progression as a key element. Your fitness growth relies on gradually increasing workout. Your fitness growth relies on gradually increasing workout intensity, extending each session, or adding more challenging steps. Your strength training should involve weight increases and aerobic sessions that become more intense over time. Progression helps prevent plateaus and keeps workouts effective. Pay attention to your body signals to adjust your workout routine. Changes in your health, fatigue levels, and soreness indicate you need to modify your exercise schedule or take a break. A healthcare professional and a certified fitness trainer can create personalized guidance that fits your individual needs and limits. When lifting weights, always maintain good form and achieve full extension. If this cannot be done, reduce the amount of weight used to allow for slow, perfect form and extension. Creating your workout plan involves understanding how frequency, intensity, and duration work together with aerobic, strength, and flexibility exercises. By emphasizing variety and progression, you empower yourself to guide your fitness journey. The next section describes how to monitor your progress and stay motivated to achieve lasting, meaningful results. Tracking progress and staying motivated. Creating your own fitness plan involves more than just choosing exercises. Creating your own fitness plan involves more than just choosing exercises. Let me take that back. Creating your own fitness plan involves more than just choosing exercises. It also requires a system to track progress and stay motivated. The path to better health and fitness has its challenges. So, you need effective ways to monitor your growth. And keep your focus on your goals. This subchapter explores different ways to track progress, emphasizes the importance of recognizing small wins, and offers strategies to maintain motivation throughout your fitness journey. Tracking progress can take many forms, from traditional fitness journals to modern apps that offer instant workout and nutrition data. From traditional fitness journals to modern apps that offer instant workout and nutrition data. People who use fitness journals to log their daily activities, including exercise details, duration, intensity, and personal thoughts about their sessions. Let me take that back, actually. People who use fitness journals log their daily activities, including exercise details, duration, intensity, and personal thoughts about their sessions. This creates a detailed record of progress, helping individuals evaluate their development. Studies indicate that fitness journal users are more likely to stick with their routines because they can see their progress over time. American Journal of Preventive Medicine, 2023. Mobile applications provide extensive tracking features through various options. They enable users to monitor their workouts, food intake, and sleep patterns. Fitness apps like MyFitnessPal and Fitbit have simple interfaces that make it easy for everyone to track their activities. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity in 2024 showed that fitness app users maintained higher motivation and exercised more than non-users. The instant feedback from these apps serves as a strong motivator. Reinforcing positive behaviors and helping users overcome challenges. Regular assessments are a vital part of monitoring student progress. These evaluations include fitness tests, body composition measurements, and simple self-assessments of flexibility and strength. Conducting assessments every 4 to 6 weeks. Conducting assessments every 4 to 6 weeks enables individuals to track their progress with objective data. The number of push-ups and squats completed at different times provides direct evidence of growing strength and endurance. The recorded data serves as a strong motivator because it shows the actual results of consistent effort. Recognizing small wins is just as important for staying motivated. People often set long-term goals that initially seem hard. Breaking these big goals into smaller, manageable steps helps you achieve several successes along the way. For example, someone planning to run a 5K can set short-term targets like completing a 1-mile walk or jog to keep motivated. The Journal of Behavioral Medicine, 2023, published research showing that recognizing small victories boosts motivation and commitment to fitness goals. Adjusting goals in response to changing circumstances helps keep people motivated. Reevaluating fitness objectives becomes necessary when life events, physical limitations, or interests shift. The ability to modify goals ensures they stay meaningful and achievable. For example, if someone initially plans to attend 3 fitness classes a week, but needs to reduce to 2 due to scheduling conflicts, they should update their goal to avoid disappointment and frustration. Being able to adapt fosters a positive mindset because progress is a dynamic journey, not a straight line. Including social support as a motivator should be part of your fitness journey. The encouragement from friends, family members, or community groups provides both motivation and accountability for those involved. Research from the Health Psychology Review 2024 indicates that individuals who exercise with companions tend to stick to their routines more consistently and experience greater satisfaction. Engaging in social activities such as walking groups or community fitness events makes your fitness journey more enjoyable and rewarding. The upcoming chapter on strength training for older adults emphasizes the importance of tracking progress and motivation as key factors. The importance of tracking progress and motivation as key factors that lead to successful fitness routines. The methods provided help readers develop sustainable fitness plans by monitoring progress, celebrating small wins, and adjusting their goals. These strategies empower individuals to take control of their health and demonstrate the value of exercise in supporting healthy aging. Okay, wait, I think I want to look at Creator Dashboard, right? Stream Manager, there it is. There we go. Okay. That way, see, what I'm trying to find is this activity feed. I need to be able to have this, like, pop out. Like this, I should have this as like a dashboard on OBS. That's what I'm thinking. Can I do that? I see custom browser docs. So if I have, activity log Twitch, and then I put in that link, apply. Okay, apply. There we go. It makes me log in, but still. Oh, come on, man. I can't copy paste. Sad. There we go. There we go. Because I've had too many times, I've had like, well, I wouldn't say too many times. It happened once, and I'm still mad about it. There was a raid that came in, and I had no idea. I feel like this activity log should be able to be placed somewhere in here, right? Like if I go to docs and I go to activity log, and then I put this. Gotta be here somewhere. Gotta be here somewhere. Huh. Docs. Activity log. Okay, but instead of having it pop out, I'd like to put it somewhere. So instead of having it pop out, I'd like to put it somewhere. So where do I put you? How can I put you? Alerts, Twitch alert controls. Man, this is not what I want to do. I just remember on Streamlabs, it was like this little box right down below me. And they made it very easy for me to see all of my activity log stuff. Profile, custom browser, apply. Okay, profile, docs. Do you have to do it before it loads? No. I want to show you what I'm watching right now. This is what I'm looking at, right? So I want to go to docs, and I want to go to lock UI. Well, I can still move it, so that's not locked. Activity log. Yeah, it's not showing up. Alright, this activity log just popped up as a box, and I'm trying to put it somewhere on the dock here. But it won't accept it. How about this? If I go to activity log. This is it right here. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to mess with that little box. Trying to mess with that little box. But it is what it is. And hey, if I can't do it, I can't do it. But I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do it. And this has happened to me before with the chat over here where it like refused to be placed. Maybe I need to... Huh. It's very finicky. It doesn't work well. It's like very, very finicky. Oh, hey. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Hey, Golden Hunter, thank you very much. I was just looking at the activity log, and I was trying to figure out if this worked or not. So you having followed, here I'll show you. Hey, how are we? We're doing fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. I just watched the Backrooms. I got back from watching that today at the AMC Theater. I thought it was really good, actually. I kind of enjoyed it. But here I'll show you. So this is what I'm dealing with. OBS. This little guy. This little activity tracker. So I did not see. I'm trying to anchor it somewhere. It just won't be anchored anywhere. I need to watch it too, Twin. Okay, well, you know what? I don't even think you could spoil that one, to be honest. I think it's one of those movies that, like, is so unique to itself that I don't think I could say anything that would actually give it away. You know? It'd be like describing a dog to a person that's never seen a dog, asking them to draw it. It would be so outlandish. So outlandish. No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for allowing me to test that out, because I'm trying to anchor this somewhere, but it just won't. I don't know if you deal with OBS at all, but it is being BS to me. It is definitely being some BS to me. All right. So I think that might be it for tonight. Only because we're at 2:37, and I know we're gonna be winding down here soon. But I need that activity log up so I can see it the next time that appears. The whole beat dropped when I follow. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I wanted the most obnoxious beat drop when somebody comes in to follow. I wanted the earth to stop for a moment and consider. Let's see. Can I repeat these activities as well? Skip alert? No. I don't know. And then if I double tap it, it blows up. And then I can't. It doesn't double tap to close it. Man, OBS is something. OBS is something. But that's about it for tonight, I think. We reached chapter 6 tonight. That was fantastic. That means after this chapter, we are at the halfway point. We're at the halfway point. So, very excited for that. Always love to be a good fraction of the project through. But, yeah, if you've never seen me before, though, my name is Eric Pullman. I make, I narrate books. I narrate books. I narrate audiobooks, and I'm just coming to the realization, kind of. I mean, I've always sort of known this, but it just really became clear this last month that it is very challenging to make these books in a royalty share model. I've been doing that up to this point because, like, I don't really have like too much of a backlog. I don't have too much of a resume just yet. Or at least I didn't at the time where I accepted all of these books. At this point, I think I've made about a dozen audiobooks, and I'm very familiar with the process, and I think that it kind of does me a disservice to accept royalty share projects at this point. And I think I'm going to be moving to strictly like paid projects moving forward. But so there may be additional projects that I do online right now, but as far as the foreseeable future, I'm going to put a pause after this project and just focus on acting. But yeah, here on Twitch, I do mostly audiobooks and I narrate those. So, and I try to talk people through the process because it can be sort of a black box for people, and I want to break it down and make it accessible for anybody. Acting, okay, absolutely, yeah. I've got a little bit of an IMDb, not too much, but enough to have some projects on the page, and putting myself out there as much as possible. I want to focus all my eggs in that basket of Actors Access. And let's see, let me cancel out of this because I think it's there we go. What's your most known project? I want to say probably the most seen was I was on an episode of ABC's What Would You Do? That's probably the most seen. I can't remember how many people saw that though. So let's see. Yeah, this is me. All right, let's see. Is this scene? Is this? Yeah, it was on the right scene. Yeah, but this is me on this one. So that was 364,000. Yeah, somewhere in between like $250,000 and $500,000. Somewhere in between that. $1/3 Yeah, that's a way to put it, I suppose. Yeah, I don't want to share too much from it, but yeah, I was in this scene though. They had an earpiece on me there. That was funny. So they feed a line into you as you're like doing the scene. So like you can only say certain things on a program like ABC. So like they had this little earpiece. They called it an earworm, and they fed lines, and they're like, say it exactly. Don't ad lib. Don't improv. Say it exactly how you would say that line in the way that we deliver it to you.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, you're a legend. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is probably one of my favorite projects for sure. Probably. No, I wouldn't say probably. I'd say definitely is the biggest thing that I've done so far. And I was really excited to take part in this. I mean, my first time on TV. I had actually never heard of this show before, but when I did the audition, my friend was like, coworker actually, he's like, this is a huge show. Like, you should definitely do that if you get the opportunity. And it was fortunately extended to me. So, I mean, I had a lot of fun on set there. This guy was really cool. That guy had a story. I'm sad he they didn't add his entire story into this, because I think that, what he was saying wasn't exactly family friendly, but it was a lesson that we could all learn from. It was definitely a lesson that we could all learn from. So, yeah, that was cool. That was really neat. Wow, that's amazing for you. Great job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Love to see people working towards a goal. Absolutely. Well, and yeah, I think that's definitely the lesson, right? It's like always work towards something, and I'll show you like my actors access. First of all, this is the program that I'm working through for audiobook stuff. It's called acx.com. And as you can see, like I've got 46 auditions, 32 offers. So there's a pretty high hit ratio. I've had 32 offers. I think I've actually made all of these books too. Yeah, with some exceptions, like Legal Foundations of a Free Society. We didn't do that. This one canceled halfway through, The Secret Codes of the Mind. But there's so many, like I made this one and then they took it off the market. I made that one, they took it off the market. The Nuclear Energy series, I did do that. Yeah, but we did so many of these projects, and man, they ripped like half of my catalog off, so I only have 8 at this point. But and actually 7, because this one isn't processed. So they took down a huge part of my royalty stuff, so I only have 1 sale this past month. Like year to date, there's a ton in January. There was a ton in February before they ripped it off. Back in 2025, I had 253 sales. So us being halfway through the year with 32 is like, that is such a hit. That is such a hit. But all that to say, this is what I'm focused on now. So this is called Actors Access. Really, really cool thing right here. Yeah. I love this thing. This is breakdown services. You basically go to wherever you're based. So I'm based in the Midwest. So I'll click on like Midwest, for example, and it'll show you all of the projects that's being cast in the area. So we got a feature film here. This is a movie for television. This is a voiceover. So we got a voiceover. This is actually Disney. So Disney TVA casting. That's cool. This is an episodic. We got a commercial. This is a feature film, etc., etc. We've got even print, and we've got vertical short films as well. So I'm glad I looked on there. I'll definitely have to do some of these. But all that to say, this is really simple. All you do is you click on like Bank of America. Okay. What's the breakdown for that? Session fees, $500 for a 10-hour day, $100 fitting fee, adult usage fee, so I'd get $1,500 if they, and this is super standard, by the way. This is kind of the rates that I'm used to getting, but it's like for a session they'll pay you $500. If they use the product in the final material, they'll give you $1,000. So that's typically what you see with commercials. But then I look through and I look for any role. I have it filtered on my phone. My phone does a really good job at this. But online, you have to kind of do your own. So they're looking for real paddleboarders. I'd probably go for like the Friends 2025. That's probably the one that I vibe with here. I could probably do the paddleboarding couple, and I may even submit for both of them. But as you can see, a lot of the times they're looking for like a real couple that's 55 to 65, or a real wheelchair user, or a real LGBT mom, dad, kid, grandparent. So That's amazing. You basically click on the one you think, I could be a friend. And then this guy, this is one of my headshots. So I select that. I include the size card. And then I submit it. And a lot of the times I look... okay, please include size cards and state that the talent is local to Wisconsin. So I didn't do that. I didn't state that I was local to Wisconsin, but Sophia is my first. Wait, Sophia the first. My. Oh, is that one of the? Was that one of the roles? Is there a lot of competition? I would say that no one can do you. So as long as you are unapologetically yourself and do the character that only you can do, there is no competition. But you're not right for 99% of the roles. So it takes a lot of auditioning for things that you're not 100% right for. I'd say that's probably the way that most of us think about it. Because when you're on set and they chose you specifically for you, and like you're in front of the camera and they're like, I really loved like the second take on your audition when you had this energy with it, and if we could really go for that kind of energy in this take, I think it would be a really good like alternative. And it's almost like you can do no wrong, you know? That's kind of the part that I like the most, is that you're not right for 99% of the things out there, but the 1% that you are right for, you can do no wrong. Like everything you do on set is exactly what they're looking for. So, is there competition? I'd say yes and no, but it's different. It's definitely different. And no competition for being exactly you. Let's see, real paddleboarding couple. I'll probably go for this guy here, and then I would say can work local to Wisconsin. I spelled Wisconsin wrong. I'd say working local to Wisconsin. Yep. I mean, even so, like they're paying $1,500. You can make it somewhere for $1,500, dude. Do you have any casting tapes, or those are your eyes only? Casting tapes? I have yeah, I have a lot of self tapes for sure. I've got too many to count. Way too many audition tapes. It's not really your eyes only. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I want to say it's a good question because it's like it's kind of complex. If you spoke about like a project that's not yet released, then there's going to be an issue. But if you do like a generic, like run of the mill audition tape and it's not even really specific to that one project, like you could definitely put that out there. I don't personally put auditioning tapes out there though, because I'm not like spectacular just yet, but I think what I would like to do is compare my audition tapes that work with the final material and then put those collages out. And then I think after that, like I'll probably have a body of work where I could share things like that. But nah, I'm not at the state where I do that. Not just yet anyway. I will get there really soon though. So, let's see. What are we at? 43? I feel like this was a short chapter. I could be wrong, but I feel like this was a short chapter. I'll go through and I'll trim these little bits out, these little like moments of silence, but I have a program that does most of this for me. And I say for me as if it's an automation. It's really not. It's automated to a point. I'd say it's semi-automatic. Here we go. And I do this because I want to save on usage. So I just take out just like the obvious dead spaces in here. Like that's obviously like a cough or like a
The foundation of the foundation.
It's a duplicate. I'm sure that second one's better. Yeah, and these are just my typical heuristics. Is just going through. Ooh.
Can't see the screen.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. And for this book, you got paid if people buy it. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with it. Because I only get paid if people buy it, which is good. Sorry, I accidentally triggered that. To pop open. But yeah, so it's good because that forces me to like focus on quality. And so if I only get paid when I make a good enough project that other people buy, then I need to make a good enough project that other people want to buy it. Right? Like, that makes sense. But the only problem is I'm working with a lot of projects that, like, never make a singular sale. So these things can take maybe like a whole work week, like 40 hours to make, and then I get essentially nothing at all for that. And the people that contracted me to do it, they get a book out of it, so they at least like come out very much on top. They have a book, they've got the rights to release that book, and then I just get a book that I've worked on. You know, like, it's definitely not in my favor. Even though I'm the guy, I'm the dude doing everything on it. I don't even get to put my name on the group project. So, those are all the downsides. And I will say, if you do this, you gotta really love it. Or have like a grander vision of it all. I know this allows me to warm up my vocal delivery. It makes me better with my diction. It makes me better as a cold reader. So there's so many different like aspects that make this better acting wise. However, I would like to make this good in and of itself. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift toward paid projects only, or projects that I really care about, like, I don't know, friends ask me to do like their books, I'll do those. Or I might even lean more fiction just so I can nail character voices. But I think I'm done with nonfiction books now. There's also a huge problem with ChatGPT. A lot of these projects are ChatGPT books, and that is a big problem because when you're recording those, they're so mind-numbing. Like the amount of times I say, it's not just X, it's Y. It's not just a movement, it's a moment. You know, like it's just cliche after cliche, empty platitudes. I just don't want to be reading that anymore. I've done it ad nauseum, and this book is full of them. And matter of fact, I would even go as far as to say that a lot of times in this book, it'll start off with like, according to blank journal article year. So it does it in a different way, but there's still so much. I would go as far as to say this probably is about 75% AI. And we even try to do this online. Yeah, the ChatGPT is so bad. God, it honestly is terrible. It's so bad. And I feel like you're also working with smaller authors. That's the biggest problem. It's like, not only are they small enough to where they don't have an audience already built up that want to read this, it's like they themselves don't even want to write it, And there's this funny image where this guy is like shaking another stick figure, and he's like, if you didn't bother to write it, why would I be bothered to read it? And I feel like that really just sums up my entire feelings of AI. It's like these uncreative people. Uncreative, I think that's the word. It's people that just aren't creative at all. They don't have a creative bone in their body, just want to ask something to make a thing that they have in their mind, and they have no taste. So, they don't realize that what they've written or generated through an AI is just empty platitudes devoid of meaning. And it's completely filled with either contradictions. I've seen that a lot, where it's inherently contradictory, or it's fluff, meaningless, and I would say fake. There's a fakeness to it. It's insistent on its fakeness. I think that's really probably the way I would want to put that. It emphasizes its emptiness. Do you think they can tell, or they don't care? I really think that they don't care. But I actually don't know. I do know that they don't care because they put it out there regardless. I feel like I have a fairly high standard for my work. Like, I try to do it over and over and over again because I know I could do it better. But I think that a lot of the times these guys will put this together. They'll generate a prompt, and then that prompt will generate an answer, and they just kind of go with it, I've read a couple, and I can instantly tell, yeah, that's exactly it. I would say it just hurts reading. Like, I feel like I can feel the non-emotion to it. Let's see. Like, on this book, for example, Strength Training for Older Adults. Like, you could tell immediately because, like, let's see, am I on the right? Yes, yeah. So, like, right here, growing older does not mean surrendering strength. Like, that, you start with saying what it's not. Growing does not mean surrendering strength. Quite the opposite. It marks a stage of life where preserving muscle becomes more important than ever. I feel like this isn't as bad as the books that I've read earlier, but I think this guy took an interesting approach to it. I think he actually either did write quite a bit of this and then had ChatGPT polish it, or he went the other way to where ChatGPT generated it and he polished the answer. You can definitely tell that it's structured in such a way where it's like empty platitudes, like, Muscle isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. It's for everyone who wants to get out of a chair without help. But like this list, get out of a chair without help, carry groceries easily, walk upstairs without tiredness, and enjoy a life full of movement and energy. I feel like this part probably was written by him, or at least like there's some basis of a thing there, but yeah, it's like cotton candy to me. I would say it just hurts reading. Yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem with it. If you go onto LinkedIn though, you can definitely find it. So if I went to my LinkedIn, I am also an analytical biochemist, so that's what comes up here. I'm an analytical biochemist, so here we go. You can tell that this is... I'll just scroll for a second and probably run into it. There's a lot of updates. Updates are different. Updates are fine. It'll be like somebody... Like these articles are usually AI written. Yeah, you know what? Luckily enough, I don't see a lot of it on here. Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. I'm seeing less of it. Thank God. But yeah. I hate how it's infecting my niche of books. Oh no. What's your niche of books? What's your niche? I am, or have been, like either a nonfiction guy, so I read a lot of nonfiction, or finance books. I've done quite a bit of finance books, science books for sure. Biographies. I like to listen to biographies. I don't want to say self-improvement, but like work self-development. I don't know. Like Grit by Angela Duckworth. Love that one. It's phenomenal. Or A Mind for Numbers by Barbara Oakley. Phenomenal. Love that one as well. Outliers is classic. Malcolm Gladwell. Okay, so essentially what I did is I cut out a lot of the dead space in between a lot of these clips. And it wasn't perfect, but it did bring 43:58 down to 40 minutes and 28 seconds. So we saved maybe about like 3-ish minutes. Saved about 3 minutes of usage there. So I'm going to bounce that as a uncompressed wave, chapter 5. I'm going to bounce that, which basically it would apply all the settings that I have up here, but I have all of them turned off. I read fiction. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oop, it's nothing. Oh no. Oh no. Did you learn anything from the ones you read? Yeah, I've read. Yeah, I would say the main thing that I learned is like probably the biggest thing is just the two different modes of thinking, where it's like that the thinking fast and slow sort of thing. Um, Let me make sure I turn the script off. There we go. Yeah, but it's like there are two different modes that you have in your mind, and they come in handy when you're trying to learn stuff. I love learning things. I love aggregating new knowledge and using that knowledge in whatever I do daily. So, like I said, I'm a scientist, I'm a chemist, I have a master's degree in chemistry. So, like, a lot of my thoughts are very, very scientifically based. I love breaking things down to their fundamental reality and then building them back up into unique things that are creative. So, it's kind of the way my mind works. And so I love aggregating thoughts. I love aggregating facts. And one of the things that you have to know when you're learning things is there's actually two different modes of thinking and remembering. And it's like if there's this focus mode where you're like reading things on a page, for example, and you're like trying to accumulate these facts, just reading it word by word. And then you put the book down and you go for a walk. And you, in that mode, go from this soda straw vision where you're like intensely focusing on the subject. And then you go for the walk. It's called the diffuse mode. And what the diffuse mode does is it allows you to put those thoughts into context of the greater scheme of wherever you're at or whatever idea it might be. It'd be the difference of looking at a tree and then going for a walk and realizing you're in a forest. And that tree is just one of many. And that tree is actually a birch tree surrounded by, these other deciduous, So it's like a birch pine in a big patch of maple deciduous trees. So like that tree is actually somewhat unique in this context, but it's also part of the forest. And like you get to understand its place in the world and know how it connects to everything. Like that's the beauty of the diffuse mode. Being able to take these facts, these singular points of understanding, and being able to map them in your mind as being in a certain place. I'd say mind mapping is probably the way to think about that. She talks about it, Barbara Oakley, in A Mind for Numbers. She actually applies it because she was a airplane pilot for a bit. And she said she hated math. It was the worst class ever. She just like everybody else was like, I don't have a mind for numbers. I just don't. I don't have a mind for math. It's not me. So she'd say that ad nauseum. But then she realized that, well, now to become an officer, I do need to take these math classes and I do need to get good at them. So what can I do? I'm doing my math problems and oh no, I got called out to do some sort of task. So she runs out, she's doing the thing, and she realizes that in her pursuit of breaking away from the task to go do something for the Air Force, then come back and sit back down, she has since solved the problem in that diffuse mode. I can't read nonfiction, though. I don't know why. I find it so difficult, but I'm guessing it's because I don't get intrigued by it. Yeah, I think it's probably the fascination. I have a deep fascination with how the world works and all of its intricacies in it. I love it. I love it so much. But I will say that being able to crack open a book and actually read it is quite difficult. It is extremely difficult. I never have the time. I cannot sit down and do that. I was born into poverty, so like, you never have enough time for anything. You're always tired from working like 2-3 jobs. Like, you just don't have enough time to sit down and learn anything at all. But I did enjoy audiobooks. I think that was my biggest. So like while I was out mowing lawns for people to like make money because I had none, I would play audiobooks and I would listen to that. They once said that audiobooks it opens up the world of literature for the industrious, the people that are just constantly working and they cannot stop. It's just the nature of like who they are and where they're at in their lot of life. But these people that are constantly tired and they're always working and they're doing stuff, you could throw some headphones on and you can listen to an audiobook while you do your things. And I started doing that, and I did it compulsively, and then I would listen on my trips to the college that I went to for hours. I prefer to be Delulu. Somebody once told me this because I actually didn't appreciate fiction for a while. I said, why would I want to learn about something that's fake? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't compute. Why would I occupy brain neuronal mapping, precious neuronal real estate? Why would I give that up for an inherently fake thing? But my friend was like, but that's the beauty of fiction, because there's a reality that it's describing that a nonfiction book could never. It's describing a reality that maybe we are all so concerned to address appropriately in our everyday life, or maybe not even have the words to put to it. It's like they describe a reality through their subtext that maybe we are afraid to confront ourselves. That's probably why I love film as well, because it does the same thing but in a different medium. I like audiobooks. I hate how in the book community we attack each other like you didn't actually read it. Like, did they get the same story? Yes. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's definitely the case. Though I will say, yeah, because I see those too. I'm on Threads, and so I see a lot of those discussions, and people will be very adamant. They're like, you did not read that book. And my thought is like, yeah, you didn't read that book. You got the story, though, for sure. You definitely did. So you understand the narrative, but like, did you read it? I don't think you could use those words. I don't think you can necessarily say that you've read that book. I say that I listened to something. I'll always say that. The only thing is I've also actually read the books that I've listened to, or sometimes I'll read them as I'm listening to them. That's a lot more rare, but like if I really like a book, if I love the way when I listen to it, I love the way I love the places my mind goes, I'll actually buy that book and I'll actually read it. But I think those are two different experiences. And I would even go as far as to say that if you listen to an audiobook, sometimes you can become more immersed than somebody reading it on a page. I know I do anyway, but that's just, my mind can allow me to go to those places if I listen to it. I would not say technically read, but in my eyes, like the same outcome. Yes, the ends justify the means. There's a subsection of philosophy called teleological philosophy, but that basically means that you use the end to justify the means. And I want to say teleologically, that makes a lot of sense. I am more utilitarian and more teleological in that aspect. So I would agree with you. I would say the outcome has been achieved. You got the story, and your mind was brought to the places that reading those words on a page would bring you. So whether you wrote it down on a page or typed it up on the laptop, the letter still got written. So either way, you still accomplish the same thing. I feel like it depends on the narrator. Yeah, that's true. And that's why audiobook narrators have a very important job to bring the story to life. That's huge. I really don't like certain audiobooks, but I think it's low-key the British. I think low-key it's the British ones. I think it depends. I think sometimes the British ones can do a phenomenal job. I recently listened to the Andrew Garfield interpretation of Brave New World. And it was more of an audio drama than it was an audio book. But I really love the way he approached it. When the British take on their own stories, I think they are absolutely phenomenal. I love that. I think there's this guy, I think his name's Ray Porter. He did The Fountainhead, I believe. I love his reading. He does a really good job of reading that book. It's like, I remember, because I hadn't heard of, I would say this, I'd heard of Ayn Rand, but like, I knew that it was a thing that I had to read at some point. It just never had happened, you know? And then my school never like made me read it or whatever, but I knew that she was like a writer that people read. That was basically like the extent to which I knew her. So I was like, I should really read Atlas Shrugged, because it's such a stupid title. I was like, that's so dumb. Like, I gotta read that. And it was unavailable because I listened through the Libby app. But The Fountainhead was available. And so I downloaded that, and I just like fell in love with the way that Ray Porter describes that story. He does such a wonderful job of like bringing that to life. You still don't have time to read now? It depends. Yeah, Libby's amazing. I love Libby. So, like, do I have time to read? Technically, no. But actually, yes. You know? Like, after work, I'm exhausted. So I just want to go to bed. But I'm like, no, I need to audition. So that usually takes first priority. I'd say second priority is my audiobooks. So if I have to read one of these things, then that will take precedence over anything else I'm doing. I want to say if I set my life up, though, to have nothing after work, then I could do it. But also, to be fair, I do work out, and I go into the sauna. And when I go into the sauna, I have about 15 to 30 minutes to myself without a phone. And one of the perfect things that you could do in that moment is pull out a book and read something for like 15, 30 minutes. It's the perfect amount of time to like knock out a good chunk of a thing. And you do the sauna every single time you work out. And you work out maybe like, ideally it's like 2 to 3 times a week. So that's a pretty substantial chunk, 2 to 3 times a week. That can build up fast. I'm just thinking about the poor pages drenched with sweat. Yeah. It does sometimes do that. You got to hold it just right, you know? You got to hold them just right. And then at that, the glue starts to come a little loose when it's in the sauna. So the sauna does not do kind things to the book. I will say that. But if you're down with just buying the book, like either used or cheap, and saying like, this is my sauna book, I know it's gonna get destroyed, it's fine, like just read it in there, like, yeah, that's the way I do it. All the people on the sauna are gonna think you're performative. Yeah, but I never care what they think, to be honest. I just don't care. Like, what I do is I hide the title from them because I don't want them to be like, oh, he's reading a book, you know, like, I'll be like, I want to put it in such a way where I'm like telling them, don't ask me about the book that I'm reading. you know? Like, don't be like, 10 healthy tips for young men. Like I don't want them to engage in a conversation. There's nowhere to buy cheap books. Not even the thrift store. There's half price books, right? Let's see. So, in St. Louis, I guess at least we have half price books. I didn't realize it was just a St. Louis thing though. Oh yeah, find a location. Oh, actually no, they got a few. They got a few. This is the place that people go for like really cheap books though. Half price books is definitely the thing. So we got a ton here in St. Louis. Looks like there's some in Kansas City as well. And yeah, I guess it depends on where you live, Florida has none. Florida has 0. The South is very lacking. You know what? So is the Northeast. So, to be fair, this is a very bookish part of the world here, so can't really blame them on that. Do they have one in Cali? Interesting question. The best not ask me. I'm a run. Yeah, I just don't like engaging in conversation like that. I don't see any. No, I don't see any in California. I don't know. The conversations that I like to have are like about the world, Like, I guess when I'm reading a book, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm trying to think about the ideas described in the book. And, like, the people that can't tell me about the ideas described in the book is the guy asking me what that book is about. Like, that's just the worst place to be, to try to engage with those ideas with somebody that does not understand those ideas. Let's see. Descript outsource. Let's bring that in. Chapter 5. Let's get this going. So this is my program. It's not my program, but it's a program that I use. I don't use any of their AI stuff. They do have a bunch of AI stuff on here, which is pretty sad, but I use just their automation of finding retakes. This is like the one program. If I can find another program to do it, I will definitely use them. But Descript does a really good job of finding, did you say that line twice? If so, we'll delete the first time you said it. And just that one thing alone makes this process like 60% easier. So that's the extent to which I use this. Even in Goodwill, they'll be charging $5. But I mean, five per book. That's not terrible though. Five per book's not bad. If I have to ask myself if the 5-finger discount was worth it. Yeah. I want to say 5's not bad. I guess I'm at a point in life where like books to me are probably about $20. Like I'll spend about $19.95 or something on a book and be like, this is my book. This is what I do. There we go. Oh, you balling ball? Ah, shucks. No, I would say that I'd say that books are rare enough. $20 is like rare enough to where I can treat myself to it. But it's not something that I could just buy all the time. Let's see. So this does a really good job. Let's see. I'll go remove retakes, and I'll say, hey, I'm thinking about this. Changing. So like this right here is obviously a retake. Bam, it's gone. And then I just make sure that it matches, and it does. And it does often. Except things like this, like your routine must match. More importantly. So I said more importantly twice, but it didn't actually catch the right one. It should be like that. Here we go. All right. Just do that for all 31 minutes. So this is the one thing that I'll splurge on, because I paid somebody like $300 to edit a book once, and $300 to submit 1 hour of audio. So partially did the book. I did probably about 40% of it. This person just did a large chunk. $300. It has sold in its lifetime 2 copies. For the longest time I've been telling this story, sold 0. So I will pay this whatever Descript wants to get this process through, because it makes it so much easier on me. Yeah, that. And for the record, this program right here, it's cheaper for a year subscription of this than what I paid that guy. Never again. Never again. You live and you learn. I don't think I've made $300 yet from all of my audiobooks. Maybe I have. But it's like, it's kind of questionable, So, yeah, if you want to make money, I think that editing is the way to do it. And you be taking them with you in the sauna. I will say the ones that I take into the sauna are like books that I've had for a while that I know I need to read them. Like, Acting for the Camera is one that I consistently bring into the sauna. There was another one about like the algebra of wealth or something, so I brought that in. I think there might have been another acting book, or maybe another finance book that I brought in, like Rich Dad Poor Dad or something. Just like some stupid finance book that like everybody's read, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll have to read The Wealth of Nations or whatever, like something that everybody knows and everybody references, so then I can then have that point of reference to be like, yes, it's like in Outliers when Malcolm Gladwell said, stuff like that. You can just point to a thing that everyone knows instead of like recreating it on your own. I think that it's just those books that I bought and I'm like, I'll read you one day, and then just never have. It's those books that I bring in. I know I need to, but I just don't. So I use that as a point in time to say, okay, this is the moment where I read this. Yikes, not good. I know, seriously. Where are we at? Where are we? What is this? How do we get in here? Are we in a film theory? Yeah, we're in a film theory. That's crazy. That's probably what it is. It's probably a film theory backrooms. No, but I just wanted the Backrooms found footage to be playing. Sponsored by Liberty Mutual. Check it out. Don't check it out. Don't actually do that. Tired of the ads? Finance books be pissing me off, not gonna lie. They'd be like, stop buying that coffee. Yeah, basically. Stop buying the coffee, start cooking at home and investing in healthy. Yeah. It's the same. It's just the Dave Ramsey. It's the Dave Ramsey special every time. Like, we'll quit buying coffee. And you're like, I don't even do that. But I will say, that is definitely geared towards a type of person. And there are a lot of those people out there, for sure. And I think that they do need to hear that advice. But I don't think anybody buying a finance book is those people. I think everybody that buys a finance book already has their finances in check. They just need to be like, okay, what next? I've already stopped spending. So how do I accumulate? There's a couple different directions, though, that you can take. And I've seen some books do it well. Scott Galloway with the Algebra of Wealth, he does a really good job of not going in that direction. He doesn't do like the Dave Ramsey thing where you never get a credit card, always save up before you can buy something. You know, like the generic, obviously, you're going to say that. Like, he does a really good job of sort of saying the best thing that I could have done in my financial journey is be born demographically who I was at the time that I was born, in the place where I was born. He's like, the greatest financial decision I've ever made was, being, I think it was like born in the 60s as a white guy. He's like, I did nothing to choose that. That's just the extent to which those were the circumstances I was given. Born into, I think it was like Sacramento or something. Like, it was some place that was fairly well off, I guess, but it like skyrocketed in wealth over time. So like the people that he knew went on to go do things, and he was well connected in that respect. The property that he bought skyrocketed in value, so he's just like, there are so many things that you can't control, and circumstances is one of them. And it's like, as much as I've had a lucky roll of the dice, there are other people that are reading this book that are in a much different scenario, that were born maybe far later in a different demographic in a different part of the world, and like finance looks very different for them. So you gotta find some sort of commonality between those two perspectives, and I think he does a good job of breaking it down and describing actually what's going on. And it's just simple things that you gotta know, like, obviously don't spend money. Buy low-cost ETFs, like SPY. And if you do invest in companies yourself, look at their expense ratio. See if, have they taken on a lot of debt? Buy companies with a lot of earning per share, or if you see somebody that it doesn't have a lot of earnings per share, maybe they're in a growth phase, and you want to see them through that process of growth. Like, depends on where you're at in life. But yeah. 338 though. 338. I did just see the Backrooms, but I feel like when you're born into poverty, even if you're not wasting money on unnecessary, you're still wasting money, period. Yeah. It's expensive to be poor. That's like one of the things that people don't talk about too much, but like if you could only buy, like when you buy in bulk and you shop at Costco, you could spend the money to buy things that last for a lot longer and that are good quality so you enjoy using them while you have them. And then also, like, you get the premium of having the wholesale premium of buying a lot and saving by having all of it on hand. There's so many different ways that you actually save by being able to have enough money to spend. But if like you can only buy one roll of toilet paper and you just have to like go to the store every time that runs out, that builds up, you know? Every single time you got to run to the store. That's like a huge waste of time. It's a huge waste of gas. Cars, even. If you try to buy a car and you're poor, like you're probably going to buy one that has 20 miles per gallon. You're going to spend so much money on the upkeep of that car, on the excessive gas on that car, on probably the insurance if you can afford it. Because the thing's going to break down at some point. It's a hazard. I don't know. This is so much. There's so much that goes into being poor that just sucks. Just sucks. I hated it. I never want to go back. I've made it a very pronounced point in my life to get to a point to never need like payday loans or anything like that. Thank you for agreeing, because people saying, oh, well, you know, rice and beans. Yeah, right. It's just, I think it's a lot of people that mean well, I think more often than not, it's people that just want to be right and they want to justify their privilege somehow. I think a lot of it's that. It is messed up because, I mean, inherently they're just talking about a situation that they've never been in. So, you know, it's easy for them to be like, yeah, rice and beans, just eat rice and beans. And it's like, yeah, bro, I've been eating rice because that's like all I can afford. But that still doesn't give me more money. I just have saved money. So you still have to make it. I'd say the biggest financial decision that I've made in my life is going to college for a lucrative thing. You know, chemistry pays a lot after a certain point in time. So I went to school when it was really cheap to borrow. A lot of my loans are like 4% or 5%. They're pretty low. And the amount of money that's granted me in life has been well worth the amount of money that I paid. Also, the government did a really great job, and they gave me a Pell Grant. So shout out to the government for giving me like $30,000 to $40,000 to pursue a degree. That was awesome. I definitely pay a penalty because I pay a lot more in taxes, but you got your money's worth, government. You got your money's worth. Go to the food pantry, but the pantry equals time, and when you're poor, time equals money. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose, and also the food pantry's only open certain hours, and it's entirely possible that you're working during those hours. It's probably actually more probable than not that you're working during those hours. So it is very challenging, especially to do it all on your own. Yeah. I remember I one of the times that I fell asleep driving, I was driving from my second job at Six Flags to my third job at Hollister, and I'd worked that morning. I worked like a morning shift at Steak and Shake, and then I worked like a mid shift at Six Flags, and then I was driving from my second job at Six Flags to my third job at Hollister to close. And I remember falling asleep while driving, and it was like one of the scariest situations, and it just really made me reconsider the entire situation that I was in. I was like making minimum wage, so it's $7.25 an hour, and like at that point collectively, I think I had worked like maybe 8 hours or something throughout all, like 4 hours at Steak and Shake, and then 4 hours at Six Flags, and then doing another 4 hours at Hollister, something stupid, right? And then you just consider like, okay, well, like I'm putting my life in danger for what? $7.25 an hour for 8 hours? It's $58. You putting your life in danger for $58? Dude, I make that in like an hour and a half now. Like, it's just, life is so different now, and to just be able to say, I wish I could just go back and say like, hey man, just take it easy. Like, it's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You don't have to kill yourself. You can you can just chill for a bit. Just focus on that chemistry thing, man. That'll get you there eventually. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that was pretty dangerous though. I do just remember like the rumble strips is the first thing I heard, and I was hitting the rumble strips, slowing my car down. It was like 35 miles an hour, and I'm in the leftmost lane. So I'm in the fast lane, and this road people speed down like crazy. So I was like, I pulled off to the side, and I just thought like, God, I need to get this together, man. This is not fun. This is just being poor will like actually kill you. Being poor will actually kill you. It sucks. But when you're in that scenario, you think that that's what you need to do. And I think in a way I did kind of need to do that. Wasn't any other way to like make your ends meet, whatever it was, like a few hundreds of dollars. Wasn't even that expensive to live back then, but still. Yeah. Man. That's true. That moment made that moment let me turn this all off. It's like I wanted it to be the Backrooms, but okay. I think the Backrooms is over at this point. I'm joking. Very great movie though. I will say I recommend watching the Backrooms. Very, very good. Are you intelligent because of that twin, or kind of not really? You intelligent because of that? I want to say that yes, but anyone can do it, you know? Like, I never considered myself exceptionally gifted. I only saw myself as exceptionally gritty. Like, I just won't give up on stuff. I'll just keep doing it over and over. Even if I have to like stop for a bit and take a nap or whatnot, like I will just obsessively do it forever. So I want to say that as long as you have that capacity and you never stop improving, you can get to that point. like, I'm not saying for you specifically, I'm saying anybody in that scenario, you can get to the point to where you are far more intelligent tomorrow than you are today. And I guess you could say that for anything. You could become a lot stronger tomorrow than you are today. So like physical strength, mental strength, emotionally resilient, verbose, being able to improv. I love that ability. Like being able to go along with whatever somebody sends your way. I love that. Maybe you need to write your self-help book. That's funny. I have been thinking about writing stuff myself for sure. Because I love playing with ideas, and I think that's definitely one way to do it, is to say, like, I have a question. Let's explore it, and then propose a thesis and try to prove it right or wrong. What's the counterfactual to that? What would be indicative of this being not the case? And going down that road. Okay, I think you tight. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, man, the Rumble Strip is, and that's part of it too. You're so right. Because I'm sure 2 hours ago I was like, all right, time to end this. But then in some part of my mind, I'm like, nah, I could probably address just this one last question, or this one last thing, or this one last thought, and it's just that ad nauseum, and you never stop doing that. Like, I think as long as you can cultivate one new thing every single day, you get increasingly better at life. And I love being good at life. That's like the one thing that I'm focused on is enjoying my life and not killing myself for $56. But thank you so much for coming in, Golden Honey. I appreciate you. I definitely gave you a follow. Let me see. Yeah. So I definitely gave you a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you popping in and sharing some love. Thank you so much for all the wonderful comments in the section. It was really great to talk to you. Really great chatting with you. Thank you for chatting. Make me go to bed. I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you as well. I hope you have an amazing week. Have a great weekend. And I think I might not actually be on because I'll be going to the Ozarks and then going to Florida. I've been like jet setting all over the place for a couple different things. So I might not be back on for a second, but when I am, thank you so much for popping in, and feel free to pop in again. And yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and have a great night.